I wanted to use my computer because I didn't want to tweet with my phone anymore. All right. Guys, don't need to see my computer. That's not a and then it reminded me that you guys actually know how to do it. And yeah, I don't I actually don't like talking about politics, but I want you guys to kind of see it from like a different perspective. Even though I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are like, damn it, her fucking background doesn't mean shit. All right, anyways, but I did have a job, so you guys gotta believe that part. Anyways, yeah, thank God you guys kept that on fucking thank you. Anyways, so pretty much what happened is no, I don't want to I mean, I know way too much, so I try not to like yeah. Anyways, so I think the reason where do we even start? Like there's so much. Oh yeah, this. Okay, so I don't really know about this, but considering I did kind of ask like what I should do, I mean, I guess this is where we should go. I like yeah, I am totally on the corporate side and I feel like just that itself being said, you guys already know like pretty clearly. um so I mean, this is completely new to me. I I don't Well, okay. So, say if you work for a gas station, right? That's still corporate because I don't know if this is public information or you learn this stuff in school, but franchise. Um, the reason why I said it's still corporate is because of how franchises work. Thank you. Um, let's do McDonald's. McDonald's franchise. Hmm. Opening franchise. Okay, so usually McDonald's or like any franchise, they want you to have like they have certain requirements, I guess, kind of. Yeah, and then you have to have like an initial fee, and then the thing about franchises is individuals who possess the capability to grow rapidly with McDonald's. See, that's also why like if you think about it, a lot of franchise owners are kind of like small business owners except you have like a corporate background. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by the whole like no, this has a lot to do with it. Social media. Yeah, okay. So you see how like a lot of these things are something that a this has a lot to do with politics because this is kind of why a lot of impeached because they're like, well, if Trump is allowed to do this, then isn't a lot of other people gonna feel like empowered to also do this? And that's, I think, kind of why this thing happened to me with this small business because he may or may not be a Trump supporter openly or closed doors privately. I don't care, but his actions pretty much are exactly why so many people want Trump to be impeached because he's abusing the fact that nobody understands it and that nobody can afford a lawyer. And I think that was kind of the reason why Silicon Valley housing prices protest or something like that, or like a rent cap or something. So and now they're going to Google. I know Google was going to San Jose like before I got the job. So like now I'm just getting like I'm actually understanding why so many of you guys were so fucking angry. And like for me from a corporate standpoint, gentrification is really good because their intentions was to help you raise your property, you know? So it's kind of like if you stay there or if you rent out your house, you're going to have like way more money than you can ever earn. So like in that sense, gentrification works. But in the sense of what the fuck happened to me at my small business job as a receptionist, like that is not exactly, and I can completely understand now why on you guys' side, you guys don't like it. Like for me, I'm on the corporate side, so I never understood. But like now that I'm actually being put into this situation, I can understand why you guys kept saying about the rent cap and like how they're trying to illegally evict people or trying to foreclose on people because they can't afford it. You know, like I personally never understood that. Ooh, that's loud. I personally never understood that aspect because like I said, I don't understand it. Like it has not happened to me personally, and I have not personally been through that situation. And like exactly, that's kind of why I was saying like if I did not go to public school, if I did not like so let me put it this way. Thank you. If I got a high school diploma, I would not be put into the situation where I would have to, like if I actually got a high school diploma, I went and got a salary job, I graduated, especially with a gun high diploma, because it's like Palo Alto High and Stanford and all that shit. So if I actually went through that process and I was never put into this situation, well, yeah, that's also why, like, I mean, my grandpa obviously on that standpoint they're not going to pass me because they want me to learn and because of my own personal connections and whatever. So like on that aspect, like my family already is not going to let me pass a class unless they know for a fact, and because they are my family. And you know what I mean, like when you have family in like situations like this, like say your mom or your dad, thank you, is like a math teacher, right? And they don't want you to become like those kids. They're going to make sure that you know that and more, So they're going to be like, I need to make sure you know how to do this math, and I need you to know how to do like five other things that nobody else fucking has to know. You know what I mean? So, like, on my aspect, I'm already kind of forced to like learn more just because, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I understand how like a lot of people can blame it on my family, but at the same time, like that's also kind of why I stopped going to school, or like I started walking out of my college classes because I saw how many people disrespected the teachers, and I'm like, I am not going to help you. Like they might have to help you because they're the teacher and that's their job, but I have no obligation to help you. So, and that's kind of why, the whole kids thing and esports, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I I don't know what to do because I don't want to see you guys. Yeah, see. Anyways, so in this situation, the reason why I say the housing and stuff is because a lot of you guys don't have the money to hire a lawyer or like hire a real estate lawyer or like any kind of lawyer in general, right? So I understand why you guys kept saying like, "Oh yeah, the rent cap is getting unbearable, like people are trying to foreclose on me." And like that's actually exactly what happened to me today at the job because I purposely put it publicly known that I would not sue them. So it may or may not have been a trap, but considering what everybody else does, I think I'm good. But no, that's okay. So this owner, he said he was part of the animal control authorities, right? And then I see how animals are treated, and then I'm like, wait, hold on, like what the fuck? But this is also because I was raised in Mountain View, and like all the Mountain View and Los Altos cops, they're not exactly like some of the cops that you guys have dealt with, just because like we are kind of a bubble, I will admit. Okay, I will admit. But that is also our weakness. And that's kind of why I was like, I don't really like being weak and I really don't like losing. So that's another part. But like I said, if well, yeah, because teachers don't have more power than the administration. So if the administration was like, "Hey, we want Christine to pass," then yeah, obviously, because no teacher. I mean, there's a reason why teachers kept fucking walking out. If you guys don't remember that, teachers in North Carolina walk out. There's just been so many teacher protests. They're like, I can't afford books. Like, why am I paying for this? Why isn't the administration doing this? And that's kind of why I was really against the whole Stanford Palo Alto funding, because I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and this is kind of why I also don't really want a high school diploma from gun high school, even if I get it finished. No, this has a lot to do with politics because this whole situation, all these little things, is a lot of reasons why every single person who does not have personal family connections like me hates Trump. They see this as this is a kind of this is the kind of abuse we have been enduring. And like we finally have a chance to like get rid of this abusive person. So yeah, I mean, clearly they're going to latch onto it because, first of all, they have no lawyers. Second of all, rich people are never going to talk to them and they always think that they're lying. So that's just out the window. So, yeah, I think a lot of normal people are automatically going to be like, oh my gosh, you guys are so fucking annoying. A lot of people are automatically going to latch onto the Trump thing. And that's why when Pelosi brought up the McCain thing, like, out of the safety of his family, I I'm probably not gonna say anything because if you guys know, and you guys understand why it's actually a very depressing situation. Um, it does not really empower me to be honest because I've went to school with people and they are probably one of the most hardworking people ever. Like I remember I had to help this girl who is not Asian and she just does not get math. But oh my fucking god, does she try so fucking hard? Like I don't think she ever fucking understood it, and I still don't think she understands it now. Like I don't think she understands any part of pre-calculus, but she did try her fucking best. Like she would get tutors, she would stay after, she would talk to like the counselors, like literally any and all resources that was available to her, she fucking used just so she can pass a pre-calculus class because she couldn't fucking do any of it. Like she just did not fucking get it. And to be honest, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you try to make me memorize what the fucking mitochondria does, I swear to God, like I'd rather get an F. Because I know damn sure I'm never gonna fucking remember it. Or maybe that's just how. Anyways, so my point is, like at times it's okay because of how much effort they put in. And I understand there's a lot of people who do it just for show, but there's also a lot of people who genuinely try their best because they know they have to know this stuff. But then they also really know that they really don't get this stuff. So, no, yeah, that's kind of where the esports thing. But, the reason why this whole situation got so bad is because of pretty much just like little things like this. Yeah, and then they feel empowered and you see how like every single thing just adds up. And I understand, thank you, a lot of you guys like want to just use like, oh yeah, let's just deal with it the cartel way. And I mean shit, it works for Asia, but I think they're trying to preserve sorry, I just had to agree, it fucking does work. But I think what Americans want to do is just not be like the British, because if you look at the British versus the Americans, like I feel like it's kind of like, I'm pretty sure they still hate each other actually. But the point I'm trying to make is I think America's system is actually very very different, thank you, than the rest of the world, because if you think about it, I think America's probably the only country in the world that like here. So, I mean, it is and it isn't because it's like way too simplified. But if you understand how laws and acts work, like it has to go through like so many people, and that's kind of where the democracy works, and that's where I think a lot of the house speakers, I mean it's not really house speakers because house speakers could be the House of Representatives or the House of Senate, so saying the house speaker really, oh my god. All right, anyways, I failed all my history classes because I don't give a fuck about the dates, and the whole entire history class thing is to memorize dates and the events, and I'm just like, honestly, I don't give a shit. Like I already remember what happened and what mistake they made, so like on a test I would fail naturally because I don't remember the dates. And if one out of if five no if 9 out of 10 of the questions is on this date what happened, oh fuck, I don't know, man. But if you ask me what happened during the Holocaust, I'll fucking tell you. But if you tell me, oh yeah, on what day did Hitler fucking commit suicide, I don't fucking know, but I know he committed suicide. So, thank you. In that sense, yes, I do. I did fail school because shit, I don't know when he died. But history aside, this is why I know so much about the government, because I do pay attention and I do understand the legislation and I do understand all of this stuff. I just don't bother to memorize anything, and I think that's kind of why I fail and why certain teachers who really care about my success would be like, Christine, you only get a C because you didn't fucking do shit. So I fully understand that, and it's actually funny because I can pass a lot of classes not doing shit because I always pay attention to the teacher, but considering fuck. So I guess I just fail everything, not because I don't get it, but because my attitude is fucking horrible. Yes, I understand. It's still fucking horrible. All right, anyways. Oh man. So my point is, for you guys to, I mean, sorry, thank you. So the American system is built on this situation, and we all know the British and like all the Brexit stuff. I think this is the reason why it's happening. If you really look at how like British implements rules or like why they make changes and like the protests and then like shit just fucking adds up. And I mean, if you really think about it, I understand that's why a lot of you guys want to immigrate to America, but then at the same time, like we are kind of a fucking mess. So that's kind of why I kept telling Hong Kong, I was like, are you sure you want our help? Because we're kind of a mess. And if you come here, like you're going to be involved in the mess. Does that kind of make sense? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if thank you, if there's a lot of people in New York being going ching chong, go back to China, and then America's being like, oh yeah, come here, we'll totally help you, and then they're like, wait, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it's gonna create even more anger on top of the anger that already exists. So then it's like, exactly. And I mean, honestly, I actually do not think any of you guys really would have watched C-SPAN otherwise. So I gotta thank you guys for that. And in return, I do listen a lot to what you guys say as well, like what you guys write. And I do read, okay? That's why I bitch so much, because I read so much. But no, I'm just saying. But I think the whole censorship thing and all of that is just like, you have to respect people's different views. You know what I mean? Like if everybody's like America, then like I don't really think, yeah, I don't think. Okay, so thank you. So the way I define it is, if every single place in the world was exactly like America, what the fuck would the point of traveling be? You know what I mean? Like if America is the same as Italy, then what's the point of going to Italy to shop when I can just do it here? So like, you know what I mean? The beauty and everything is because everything is different. So if you try to change and make everything the same, then like what's really the fucking point? That's the reason why I say this, is because I understand some of you guys get very not emotional, because that shit just fucking pisses people off. Like it doesn't just trigger them, like it passes the trigger and goes on to piss. So I understand you guys feel very strongly, and that shit sounds gay too, but you have to understand that just because someone else has different views, and I think that's what Pelosi was talking about with you, where she was like, I understand it looks like shit right now, but oh no, that was what that other guy was saying, the Senate guy, or I don't know his name, but he was all like, yeah, I don't care about names, I just care about what you say, because you can have this fucking fancy ass name and this fancy ass education, but you don't know shit, so like really it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. But that's my opinion, because I'm not gonna say it, but we all know it. But yeah, a lot of times, like I forgot what I was gonna say. So something about the Senate and something about. Oh yeah, sorry, thank you. So he was pretty much saying like, do it's not the due process part, because I don't think you guys trust in due process anymore because of all the innocent black people who are convicted of murders that they never committed. Sorry, I was just reading from the article, and that's why I was like, haha, I get it. But thank you. Anyway, so my point is, like I think they oh no, he said let them speak and let them have the witness. Thank you. Okay, so remember when he specifically said we want to see the witnesses talk. We want to see what they have to say. Like, well, obviously now word for word, the fuck you think I am? I'm very not auditory. I'm very visual. Like if it was in a transcript, I will tell you exactly. Okay, anyways. So thank you. No, that's what I was like. Anyways, so my point is pretty much saying that the beauty, thank you, of freedom is pretty much what he just said. He's like, we want to hear the witnesses. We want to see what they have to say. We cannot pass judgment unless we understand what he has said. And then we can pass the judgment. I think it is great, but honestly, I swear to God, it doesn't fucking work sometimes. But it's okay because guess what? This is how you make a bill into a law. In Texas, okay, it doesn't really fucking matter. Is this better for you? Anyways, no, that's actually the difference of remember when we sensitive voting or something like that? Oh god. Okay, remember how we had as a child, every single person has always seen this those drawings of the maps? Oh god, this is fucking painful. I mean, I can try and explain it to you guys, but I guarantee you most of you aren't gonna fucking know what's going on. Oh yeah, so another thing I wanted to say is when Pelosi, okay, hold on. It's right here, fucking house, and then fucking people to, okay, there we go. So the reason why I say this is, and it just reminded me is, so the owner's dad is actually an veteran. I think he's an Air Force veteran, and that just like hits me kind of hard because I wanted to join the Air Force, and considering how many people have constant problems with the Air Force, I just feel like that shit's fucked. But besides that, I kind of have personal reasons and I have personal interest. So if you don't like hearing someone's opinion based on their own personal bias, thank you, or personal interest. I was gonna say personal interest because it relates to more people, and a lot of normal people would be like, oh, she has personal interest in this situation, so I'm not going to listen to her. So I'm going to tell you beforehand so you don't think, oh, yeah, I'm not trying to take advantage of. I'm letting you know that I have personal interest in supporting Air Force veterans just because I wanted to join the Air Force. And I think the reason why I don't want to join is because you're a fucking veteran now. So that means whoever the fuck is running that shit is doing some fucked up shit. And I have no interest in following their orders, and we all know damn well what happened to my fucking write up. So I mean, I might actually end up like Snowden, and I'm not trying to fucking run for my life right now. So thank God I felt that negative energy before I actually joined, because damn well I'll be loyal as shit. Anyways, so on to the next part of why I brought that up is because the owner's dad, I think, is an Air Force veteran. And like Pelosi was saying, a lot of people are taking advantage of those benefits. So yeah, his dad has never done that to me. So that's why I'm like, anyways, like I was saying, oh yeah, House of whatever, this thing. Okay, thank you. So remember how we had like as a child we would have like a map of like California, America, I mean, and then we would have like two people here, and then two people here. It kind of looks like a cow. All right. You remember these things where like at school we would have like a thing of like America when we have two representatives, and then each two representatives would have like certain requirements or whatever. I don't fucking remember any of the requirements. I just remember the picture. So, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So imagine that, but like through every single government branch. So you have two representatives on top of the Congress and then on top of the Senate. And after the Senate, the president has to look at it. And after the president looks at it, I mean, before the president has to look at it, there's like three other people that have to. Remember this picture? Thank you. Remember this picture? So the bills have to pass by all these people, and all these three people have to agree with the bill or the act or whatever the fuck you're writing, okay? Whatever you want changed in America, it has to go through all these people. So when you guys say, oh, democracy is rigged, it really is not rigged, because even if it's rigged here, it might not be rigged here. And then even if it's rigged here, it might not be rigged here. Like it can pass certain things. No, that's why I'm saying it's so important to pay attention and really find out who's really at the problem. Because as we can see tomorrow, yesterday, or anyways, as we have seen, thank you. on C-SPAN, there's like a lot of fucking people who are is whatever. And to be honest, it is real. You know, like a lot of the things that I agreed with is very, 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 very old school Republican, not this new school Republican. And the Democrats, you know, they're not exactly democratic because they're not really thinking like, okay, so Republicans are known to follow the rules and only the rules, and they do not like reform, right? And the Democrats technically are supposed to be all about freedom and open speech and all that shit. But right now, I feel like the Democrats are more stuck to the old ways than the Republicans are, because the Republicans are pretty much like, you know, we have these rules in place for a reason, so I think you guys should listen to them, even though I think maybe probably some of the things do need to be updated. While the Democrats are like, well, these are the rules of impeachment, but they're not really telling you that they want to change anything. Whereas the Republicans are like, we kind of see a problem here and we need to change the impeachment rules to lower the bar. I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't write his own speech because that shit is completely different than how he actually talks. So, anyways, um, no, that's why Japan is a fucking figurehead. But I don't think America wants to be a complete figurehead country, and I don't think that's necessarily bad. So, anyways, this is like two politics. We're talking about one issue here. Thank you. So, my point is like you guys might think that it's wrong. Well, actually, that's kind of the point of the people. No, that's the point of checks and balance. Checks and balance, thank you, is pretty much the whole thing where I said the bill has to go through so many things. Because I don't I have never seen anything just pass through legislative and then just becomes law. I think they always go through the Supreme Court again, and then even when it's through the Supreme Court, the president has to sign it, right? Isn't that how that shit works? Isn't that why Trump's always signing random shit? Like it goes through like all these people, and then he signs it and makes it public, or like the Supreme Court has a court case that they want to. Anyways, that's what I mean by there's checks and balance, and it is not actually as rigged as you may think it is. I mean, yes, some people might make it look really fucking bad, but then again, this is why I kept saying like the C-SPAN shit is probably what I want to watch. Like I'm not saying like, oh yeah, ABC or Fox News is bad. I'm just saying like ABC and Fox News are two very different like I think there was I don't know if people got rid of this, but remember how ABC is democratic? ABC is democratic or something like that. Ah, ABC news bias, media bias. Okay, can't see this because it's in the sun. Confidence level, lean left. There we go. I don't know if this is like accurate or legitimate, whatever, but they were saying how Fox is Republican. Controversy? What does this say? Media bias. Fox News Republican media bias. There we go. So lean right. So I don't know how accurate this is, but growing up, you know, a lot of I think political science teachers or history teachers, they will tell you like, you know, the reason why this person disagrees with this person, or the reason why this person or this media sounds like this is because they're more right or they're more left, or like they will teach you. I mean, shit, I was listening, I just didn't give a fuck, but hey, I can't really leave on a closed campus, can I? All right, anyway, so I'm sorry, that was just a personal thing. But so this is kind of what I mean by Democratic versus Republican. You know, like there's just like little differences between them, and to be honest, that's kind of the beauty of, you know, having different things, you know, because if you watch C-SPAN, thank you, there's a lot of things where you're like, wait, hold on, that Republican guy just sounded hella Democratic, and then you'd be like, damn, that Democratic guy sounded hella Republican. And then I understand there's like independent and liberals, and honestly, I don't give a fuck what you call me because I really only care about the policies. And that's kind of why I told people to kind of go softer on Trump, just because you guys should pay more attention to what he's saying than like the image that he's representing. But then at the same time, this kind of shit happens to me, and I'm just like, honestly, I don't even know how to really defend him because I can understand why you guys hate him so much, but at the same time, I don't want you guys to like do something you might regret out of your hate and not actually, you know what I mean? Like, I understand you guys hate people who act like Trump, but saying you hate Trump is like kind of not, it's, you know. So like that's, I'm not saying that because of the Foxconn situation, because I understand Trump and Foxconn and stuff like that, but he's also, I think Trump's actually done some good or tried to do some good, and I think that's why a lot of times Trump supporters don't really like big tech or like want to break it up. And honestly, I think big tech corporations also want to kind of break it up, because if you look at Google's like, not infrastructure, but if you look at Google's separation of power and their checks and balances, I think because their board is so diverse and there's so many different people on their board of like each company, like Alphabet is part of Google, but the things under Alphabet is not, you know what I mean? So because everything is so separated out, you can't just like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of why I said like, I think, thank you. I think this is why a lot of big tech companies actually do agree with the breaking up part, because I think there's a lot of people hiding in their administration that they cannot get rid of because their company is all together in one thing. Does that kind of make sense? And that's why Google and that's why Uber, like, you cannot just keep getting rid of board of directors. Like, that's not really going to solve the fucking problem, right? Like, if something is just happening on a certain level and not always the CEO or always the founder, then, like, honestly, how are you exactly? See, that's what I'm saying. Politics is very important in this type of situation, especially, thank you, when there's been such a history of, like, all of this. No, this is called teamwork because we all know what the fuck we're talking about. It's just some of us are very bad at public speaking. But it's okay because we work as a team. No, that's why I was kind of roasting that guy, thank you, on the Republican side, because I was like, dude, he totally just fucking threw you there. And then the Democrat side was all like, they knew which guys were just gonna read off. They're just like, here, just here you go. Oh man, but no, this is, I think this is why a lot of people think I'm Democratic, but I think a lot of people who are like old school Republican are like, Christine's actually not that Democratic. But you guys didn't say anything, and neither did I, for the same fucking reasons. So I'm not even gonna use that against you or whatever fucking white people say. That make no sense. But anyways, oh man, sorry. I mean, I think the only reason why I'm like this is because when I was younger, I didn't really have a lot of friends. So when I came to America and everybody was super friendly and everybody wanted to be friends with me, I think from there I started always wanting to be friends with other people. And because I was bullied, I've always seen that. And I didn't want to do that to another person. And I think that's what happened with the McClintock speaker during the thing. They're like, oh yeah, but she's a crazy bitch. Oh hell yeah. You were bullying the fuck out of another person. So fuck yes, I'm gonna fucking stand up for it. And when you say, oh yeah, she's trying to be like Martin Luther King, no bitch, I'm trying to get paid because you're not gonna fucking pay me. So it's actually more about money than anything else. So it's not like, oh yeah, she's my friend, I'm gonna help her. Like, no bitch, I need money in my pocket. So no, that's let's not go there. But I mean, we very easily could because fuck it, but I'm not going to because it's a lot of things that I don't know about. Like a lot of you guys are like, "Oh yeah, Christine watches all these documentaries and like all this shit." But honestly, like the documentaries only go so far before it all turns into my personal opinion with no evidence to back it up. I can't be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this person do this because I've done this." Like that just I don't like I don't think that's reliable because I could say a lot of things about this business owner that isn't true either, but at the end of the day it's really just going to fuck myself over, and we all know damn well I don't like losing. So why would I want to lose? I wouldn't exactly. So thank you. But I don't think there's anything else. Oh, you guys really want to understand the San Jose thing, huh? With the housing and stuff. Okay, so a lot of people, especially with the rent cap. Where is it? Silicon Valley. Sorry, the reflection is in my screen and I can't see it. Even tech workers can't afford to buy homes in San Francisco. So, okay, so a lot of the sorry, reading it will remind me on what I have to say. No, that's how I know if they're a good speaker or not because but all right, anyways, so my point of this situation is even tech workers cannot afford Google plans mega. Oh yeah, so the reason why it has a lot to do with my tweet, wherever the fuck it is. The reason why it has a lot. Oh my gosh, what is this? That's not me. I mean, it is me, but dude, I fucking give up on that shit. The reason why it has a lot to do with this type of behavior is because I purposely made it public that I would not sue, right? And the reason why I keep emphasizing that is because these people do not have the money to sue. Like, if you're comparing yourself, like, even tech workers can't afford, you should have wrote cannot, but, oh, god damn it. All right, anyways, sorry. Um, I know, right? That's why we get along. But even tech workers can't afford to buy homes in San Francisco. Oh my gosh. So, I just can't look at it. It's just like so frustrating to me. So, Google is. Google, it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to persuade myself not to like think too much about this, but okay. So, the reason why this is very important and the lawyers cannot afford thank you is because this is why so many people want the rent cap. I did not understand this because I am on the corporate side. You know what I mean? And say a person who's lived in San Francisco their whole life has been in poverty, has been very poor their whole life. Thank you. Sorry, I was gonna say poverty, and then I realized halfway that you guys are right. I don't think anyone's gonna understand, and I mean we understand, but I think that was originally the problem. So, people with very poor lives, the corporation's idea was pretty much like, okay, these people are very poor, so we're going to come in with a lot of money, and as long as you keep your house, then you will be very rich like us. I hope that was good. But I am starting to see that that is not what is going on, because I don't think this person really has any corporate ties, because no offense, military people in America are seen as like lower because you know what I mean? And I think that's why a lot of veterans are so fucking pissed off. So in Asia and stuff, we don't really do that because it's kind of like if you, well, yeah, everybody has to do it, but it's kind of like if you stay in the military longer, then that is your own personal choice versus, yeah, exactly. I understand America's point, but like your culture and your like way of like thinking is kind of what's fucking you right now because we don't really have that ideology. Like, we don't just go, oh, this person's rich, and then we leave it at that. We're just kind of like, well, how did they get rich? And in Asia, we question people constantly. We're like, is this guy really good or is he just fucking rich and dumb? Right? And the reason why I bring that up is because Taiwan nightclub police beating death. Because in Taiwan, this was actually a very, very big situation. And it's actually kind of a problem that a lot of people are very, very annoyed at. And I think that was actually, thank you, a lot of things how it ignited the whole Hong Kong protest because they're like, Carrie Lam is fucking, she's rich, she doesn't know what the fuck we want. This is fucking abuse. You cannot just keep telling us what to do and oppress us in this way. Like, and then that's why, like, it just really, it was, yeah, it's really bad. So, in Taiwan, we try not to do stuff like that or like allow situations like that to happen because we already know the consequences, right? Like we know what's going to happen if something else happens. So, yeah, we're not going to try and ignite something when we know it's gonna fucking happen. Like, we're not just like, oh yeah, we're so much more powerful than you, just like in America and Trump. We're like, we know you have power, and like we know what you guys are capable of, and we will not like do that to you because we know what you guys will do to us in return. So as a Taiwanese person, in China it's a little different because I don't really live there. But here in Taiwan and stuff, we will pretty much publicly shame the living fuck out of you. Like, if you're gonna abuse the situation, if you're gonna do something like this just because you're rich, yeah, we're gonna make it really fucking public, and the whole entire fucking island is gonna know that you're a fucked up person and that we are against it. So, I don't really know how to fix your problem because this is your culture and this is our culture. So that's kind of why I was like, I don't really like. I mean, I can tell you guys what we do, but this isn't your culture, and I don't really want to change your culture into our culture, because if I wanted it to be like Taiwan, I can just go back to Taiwan. I don't need to make this place into Taiwan. Like, you know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, exactly. As long as it doesn't bother me, but it's starting to bother me. So yeah, I'm gonna start getting involved in it. You know what I mean? Like, before, I've always been about like gentrification, and then I've always told my friends like, don't ever sell, because this is your opportunity to leave without an education, because you can be a landlord without an education. But then I did not realize that you guys needed lawyers because they're using lawyers against you. That's something that I never realized, just because, yes, okay, maybe I am a little spoiled from my family, okay? I admit it. But that's also why I kind of like doing this, because then you guys are like, oh, damn, Christine does get it and she's not a fake ass bitch. So I actually, I get feel good, thank you feelings from this. So, but yeah, I know that Google was going to, well, see, that's kind of another thing, because Google did not have the money to do their own company. So you have to understand, the people that you're actually attacking are the investors, even though the investor may or may not agree with what they are doing with the company. Right? And I think that's kind of the whole Riot Games thing. But then even in Riot Games, people are like, oh, you don't understand what normal people want. So I'm like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, I don't know what you want. So that's kind of why I was just like, I didn't feel empowered, but I also do not like being lied to. So I wanted to know the truth. I mean, there's nothing. Literally, there's nothing else to hide. Like, this is as much that I can fucking possibly do as possible, because like everything's already fucking out there. I mean, the hackers knew since the fucking beginning, so obviously there's no lying to them. It's just like everybody else who was just like, oh yeah, Christine never had a fucking job. She can just fucking live at home fucking for free because she's fucking rich. Like, I know a lot of people were like, oh yeah, if her dad Foxconn all this shit, like, she doesn't. How does she have money to do this? How she go to fucking LA? She didn't have jobs. She didn't have this. Like, what the fuck is all this? Like, I'm not dumb and I'm not oblivious to it. But that's also why I always say I will not use my family's money, and I will never try to steal money from you. So, yeah, and then it actually grew to more power, thank you, because you guys kept trying to use this shit against me, being like, oh yeah, all this rent cap, Christine doesn't give a fuck. And I was like, uh, this is why I don't purposely challenge people, because I know damn well that's just gonna come back. So, anyways, so I like watermelon too. Oh yeah, I probably should eat some. Anyways, thank you. So the reason why I say this is because, okay, so for those of you guys that are not, yeah, the reason why I say this is because I feel like there's a lot of people who are just reading the news and they're supporting you guys because they're like, I don't want this to happen to us too. But then it's like, I don't think you guys specifically say it's because you cannot afford lawyers, because, you know what I mean? Oh, Sunnyvale foreclosure, thank you. Where the fuck was that article? Sunnyvale foreclosure after rent increase, landlord something, foreclosure renting. No, it was like Mercury News or something. STFU.com. Oh, what the fuck? San Francisco Tenant Union. Oh, there's a union for that? Well, actually, that's another thing. Um, we have a lot of low income housings in Palo Alto and in Mountain View because we know about this. And that's why there's applications to do it because, well, I mean, considering what's happening in East Palo, like, okay, so I understand in East Palo Alto there has been a lot of situations where you guys finally come up on shit and then you guys get fucking shot or get robbed. And it's just like kind of dis discouraging, thank you, because it's like you work so hard and then you get your shit robbed and there's nobody that can protect you, so it's like what the fuck is the point? And I think then that's where like suicidal terrorists come in, and I'm not trying to turn anybody into a suicidal terrorist because you guys, like, bombs do reach really far and I'm not trying to die. So I fully under sorry, that's just me. But there was Sunnyvale foreclosure and rent increase. No, it was specifically Sunnyvale. Here, let me find it really quick. Sunnyvale. Wait, hold on. Maybe I should have done it this way. Okay, so Sunnyvale is a whole different fucking animal considering where the fuck I got my red light ticket out of no goddamn fucking reason. So increasing number are suing lenders to avoid foreclosures. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff where it's like pushing people to do certain things that are probably they would have never otherwise done, and that's kind of the same situation here. So the reason why I say this is because, how do I say this? So there's corporate decisions, and then there's managers who, yeah, it's kind of like the goose situation where like they give you one thing and then you go do it, but then some people don't really do it good, and then they just do other stuff that, like, no, that's actually why I stopped attending the board meetings, because I'm like, if the FBI get involved, considering there are a few like veterans that live here that may or may not still work for the government, so I'm not about to be the dumbass here, you know. And it's not really using it for personal stuff because it's kind of like, how do I say this? Um, I really don't want to mention his name because I don't think you guys want me to. But I know, like in the past, the FBI just starts investigations. They don't really have like a reason why or how or where or who when. They just start investigating certain individuals, and that's just how they work. I don't fucking know. Um, Google widens Sunnyvale Holdings. Oh, that's why they've left me alone since September. Thanks, guys. Fuck! No! Damn it! Okay, this is not helping solving the problem because I'm trying to understand why you guys are so fucking mad. And like, yeah, and see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why a lot of you guys just don't trust me and don't like just hate me as well because they're like, oh yeah, Christina's just okay. Anyways, let's not repeat the anger, okay? Let's just find a resolution to this. Um, was it New York, Washington? Is it Washington Post? Was it New York Times? What the fuck, man? Displaced renters. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Finally found it. I know, right? Fucking illiterate. All right. Thank you. so, so emergency measure. Oh shit. See, this is the exact shit I'm talking about because Google just what expanded their plant of fucking what Sunnyvale. Oh my gosh, Google expand net app. What did they do? Net app Sunnyvale something. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you see how like this happened first and then you guys are like, fuck, this is why. Ah, fuck fucking Google. And then I actually understand because I mean for me obviously it doesn't matter cuz shit it actually helps me and I think that's actually what created anyways. Oh, Nokia's actually I think it's totally time. Oh my gosh, it would have I fucking oh my gosh, I fucking hate see, this is why I actually want to move to Europe so that I can actually not be the fucking smartass for once. You know, I would actually have someone who's smarter than me and stronger than me and actually knows what the fuck they're doing. All right, I'm so triggered right now. Maybe it's a little past triggered. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. But so Bay Area, sorry, bringing it back. Thank you. So Bay Area city scrambled to stop recent spike of displaced renters. Thank you. So fucking hot. It's actually kind of hurting my tattoo. No, I didn't want to talk with my titties out. But it's really, really hot. And it's not just actually hot, it's just hot on my tattoo because tattoos don't do hot. It's not hot. Oh man, it is hot. Alright, give me 1 second. I need to lubricate my arm. Oh, it's so itchy. Oh yeah, I'm already pretty much healed. Just give me like probably 2 weeks and I'll be done. Alright, no, it's still here. I wanted to like stockpile them, you know? Maybe I'll just tell him I don't need another one. What? Niga! The bush is dead? The bushy. See, this is why I only want to date people who don't speak English because some of the shit people. Man, I can only imagine what your mom would say. Alright, anyways. I mean, I'm pretty sure she'd be embarrassed, but I'll try my best not to laugh. Or maybe I can make the situation very lighthearted. All right. Anyways, so besides the point, is Bay Area scrambles, city citing scrambles to stop recent. Oh yeah, so this is why I love journalists who report on stuff that literally nobody fucking notices. Like stuff like this is pretty much why I support the freedom of journalists and not the people who definitely take advantage of it for personal reasons. Because there's no personal reason here. Like, I feel like he's doing more favor for this person than this person's actually going to ever be able to fucking do for him. So, so this, you guys can fucking Google it. Just type in this fucking headline into Google, and I'm pretty sure you can find it. I hope. But I'm not gonna show you who wrote it out of safety for him, considering you guys are all fucking assholes. So so yeah, thank you. So emergency measures, Bay Area city. No, this is just Sunnyvale. It ain't got shit to do with us. Okay, we have a lot of Palo Alto low income housing. Well, I'm pretty sure most of it is funded by Stanford, and considering, well, isn't that how it fucking works in the streets, anyways? So, like, what is really the problem, though? You know what I mean? So, well, you guys kind of fucked up there by not giving me a fucking diploma when you had the power to, right? And now you're just fucked. Oh my gosh, it's so itchy. So, no, this is just what you do. You know, if it just keeps itching, you just fucking do this the whole entire time. Don't fucking itch it. Don't fucking slap it, because I'm not about to slap myself. This is what I do the whole time, and I think that could be why I heal so fucking fast. Oh, oh no, it's gone. What am I doing? I'm fucking itching myself. No, my computer freaked out again, so I don't know how to fix this. I mean, I think you guys can still hear me. I just don't think you guys can see me, and I'm moving my arm, so I can't really unmove. Actually, what if I just restarted my computer? Let's see what's gonna happen. I'll be right back.